That means also many of you likely spent time digging out your cars, sidewalks, and driveways. Well, KIMT News 3 Samantha Soto caught up with a few shovelers hard at work clearing that Med City mess. Sam, even just a couple of hours ago, the sidewalks around my apartment complex were still being cleared. It's really been an all-day event.
Yeah, Jess, and even now, believe it or not, people are still out here getting the last of it all cleared before the sun goes fully down, and a lot of them were even out early this morning, getting ahead of the day, getting their pathways cleared before the rest of the day. For some, it was just the first time bringing out the snowblower for this season. Others are shoveling their sidewalks to keep people walking by safe from slipping and falling. I caught up with the Agnes family. They brought the whole family out to help shovel while the kids had a day off from school. Erica tells me it's a group effort to clear away all the snow.
It is for us, it keeps the kids busy and give them some sort of responsibility, to do and to help out their parents.
I thought we had school. Like, my dad said, we have school, we gotta wake up.
And while they had no school, the family planned to spend the rest of the day together, just hanging out, and after all the snow removal, even going sledding and maybe even building a gingerbread house.
See, and I love to hear that. It's good to know it's not just all about chores, but really having fun in the snow too. And Sam, you were able to speak with another Rochester snow veteran. I know we were speaking earlier. What did he tell you about his experience today?
Yeah, Jess, I spoke to another shoveler, Caleb, who actually has lived here for 3 years and is from northeast Iowa, so this is nothing new to him. He says once it hits about November, he gets the snowblower prepped and puts all the shovels out at the back door. Live in Rochester, Samantha Soto, KIMT News 3.
It's good to hear that all of our Med City residents are either having fun and getting those roads cleared. Thank you, Samantha. And another reminder from the city of Rochester, any of you property owners out there with a public sidewalk are required to remove snow and ice within 24 hours after a snowfall. So you still have some time there. And as we continue to talk about our conditions out on the roadways and even in our driveways, we do know it was a messy commute across our area this morning. Between 5 and 10 a.m., Minnesota State Patrol responded to 20 crashes in southeast Minnesota. Thankfully, only one with injuries. In addition, 17 cars went off the road and there were 7 jackknife semis. And here's just another reminder for anyone hitting the road this evening to be cautious and make sure your car is up to snuff.
If your windshield wipers do freeze up, like mine did several times already today, make sure you find a safe spot to pull over. Don't pull over on the side of the road because you become a hazard for other motorists and also yourself walking outside. So pull into a gas station or somewhere safe.
Some good information. Other reminders: allow yourself extra time, slow down, increase your following distance, and eliminate distractions. And as Sam mentioned earlier, schools were closed for the first time this season due to the snowfall. Our own KIMT News 3's Alec Oz caught up with another Rochester family to see how they're making the most of their snow day off and extended weekend. Alec.
Jess, I was able to get in on some of the winter fun today at this Rochester sledding hill behind me, along with plenty of families looking to make the most of their snow day. If you take a look at your screen, you can see kids and parents enjoying Judd Park to kick off an early weekend. While some stood back and let their little ones get in on the sledding action, others didn't want to miss out and decided to jump on a sled as well. One parent I spoke with, who seems to know you're never too old to be a bit of a kid, says he knows the best spot for the winter activity.
I have a 3rd grader and a 6th grader, and I thought it'd be a great way to start out the 3-day weekend now that we have that, and get out and have some fun on the hill. This is probably the best hill I know of in town. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, it's great to be out here.
Hardeman also shared that he was very thankful for the warm weather to accompany the fun day that he had with his kids. Live in Rochester, Alec Oz, KIMT News 3.
Thank you, Alec. And for any of you parents out there with kiddos wanting to take a cruise downhill this weekend, Judd Park is located just off 3rd Street Northwest and West Circle Drive. And despite the wintry conditions today, one man in Spring Valley has been on top of a bus, you heard that right, since 8 a.m. to raise donations for southeastern Minnesota Toys for Tots. And with the snow this morning, we had one pressing question.
And how are you staying warm on top of the bus?
Well, very carefully. I'm wearing my ice fishing suit and my new snap-on jacket, but I'm doing good so far.
Gotta love that accent. That there was Greg Brooks, the owner of River Route Auto Bus and Diesel. He says he's not leaving the top of that bus until it's all filled with toy donations for kids this holiday season. Brooks says he was greeted by about 1/4 inch of ice when he first arrived this morning, but after scraping it off, he took his spot and got to waving. He's now crossing his fingers donations will flood in before the weekend's over.
Hopefully today, maybe if not today, tomorrow. The deadline will be Monday because I have to distribute the toys on Monday. So I know this neighborhood and the local area will help us do whatever we can to fill the bus.
That's fantastic. And Brooks tells KIMT News 3 this is his first year doing the drive right here in Minnesota, and he's hoping to bring it back next year. And from Christmas donations to shopping for friends and family, if you tend to procrastinate your holiday gift buying, I know I do, here's some motivation. Deadlines are coming up quickly if you want gifts delivered for the lowest cost. As Mariel Mose tells us, one is as early as tomorrow.
I'm here to mail my cousin Colin, who lives in Perth, Australia, a Christmas card.
The USPS parking lot in St. Louis Park on Thursday was full of many very prompt customers getting their holiday cards and packages out early.
Send your mail before December 10th, no matter where it's going. It's just easier for everybody all around.
You still have a little more time to ship at the cheapest cost. For USPS, deliveries to military bases need to be shipped by December 9th. Monday, December 19th is your last day to ship without premium prices. FedEx ground delivery deadline is Wednesday, December 14th, and UPS is Monday, December 19th.
We do recommend shipping as early as possible. The Postal Service processed and delivered over 13.2 billion mail pieces. That includes letter mail and packages.
Peak season is from Thanksgiving to New Year's, and USPS hires seasonal workers to meet that demand. They've also expanded their delivery hours, so you may be receiving a package when you least expect it.
There's a possibility carriers could be out delivering packages early in the morning, later in the evening, and we have expanded Sunday package delivery.
If you procrastinate, there are options to save your slip up. But if you ship early, you lift some of the burden on postal workers.
I worked in the post office when I was a college student. It's hard.
Yeah, got to thank our postal workers. And with so many packages being stolen off porches these days, it's advised you keep an eye on your tracking information so you don't fall victim to thieves. We're learning a man is in custody for an alleged assault at the Rochester Warming Center early this morning. 30-year-old Justin Millsap is facing charges of assault and misconduct after smashing a mason jar across the face of a victim. According to Rochester police, that victim has been taken to the hospital to be treated for a cut above their left eye. RPD says the incident happened because Millsap was upset with the victim when that person tried to sit near him. Well, the emerald ash borer has been confirmed in Mankato. The invasive insect was found during a routine tree survey by the Minnesota Department of Agriculture. The department has put Blue Earth County under quarantine, meaning residents can't take hardwood out of the county. This comes as the city of Albert Lea plans to begin removing trees suffering from emerald ash borer infestations. In total, the city plans to remove 270 trees. Iowa is joining the majority of U.S. states by passing an amendment focusing on the Second Amendment protections, leaving Minnesota and a handful of states in the minority. And later, new personal protective and inclusive COVID-19 equipment is becoming available after 2 Minnesota healthcare workers took the initiative. We're sharing their story. Stay with us.
KIMT News 3 at 5. Your most watched local news with KIMT News 3's Tyler Yutzka and Jessica Bringy. Tracking storms with Storm Team 3 meteorologist Sarah Knox. This is KIMT News 3. More local news that is happening right now. We are coverage you can count on.
Iowa has formally added the right to bear arms to the state constitution. Statewide ballot measure 1, also known as the Right to Bear, Keep and Bear Arms Amendment, was passed in the 2022 midterm election. 65% of Iowans voted in favor of the amendment, making it the most popular item on the ballot. With its passage, only 5 states in the country, including Minnesota, don't have Second Amendment protections in their state constitutions. This is the 49th Amendment to the Iowa Constitution. A new award for attorneys general will be named after longtime Iowa AG Tom Miller. The first Miller-Waston Unity Award was presented to Miller and Idaho AG Lawrence Watson, who the award is also named after. The award is meant to honor attorneys general who exemplify service and commitment to civility and bipartisanship. Miller says he's honored to both receive and have the award named after him. Sarah?
Thank you very much, Jess. So the snow from earlier today has moved on. That's some good news because the weekend is fast approaching. I'll let you know what we can expect for the weekend coming up and into the next work week. All of that's coming up.
We track storms to alert you first. This is KIMT Storm Team 3, weather coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to KIMT News 3 at 5. And Sarah, it does seem like road conditions are improving greatly for anybody looking to commute or maybe do something fun this evening.
Yeah, and it is Friday night, right? The weekend is almost here, but yes, things are looking fantastic. Traffic is moving smooth here on Highway 52 in Rochester, but there are still crews out and about, kind of keeping things prepared for when we get into the evening. And of course, the sun has set now. Those temperatures may go down a degree or two, and it's going to be very, very slight when it comes to those chances for some refreezing, but they're definitely there, especially on some of the lesser traveled roads, and especially after we've received this much snow. I'm going to step out of the way so we can marvel at these numbers. Dexter, Minnesota, 10.3 inches. Preston, 9.7. Algona getting to 7.4. Of course, we've got Austin at 6.5. Just some really high numbers, very high water content with this system that moved through. Decorah, 5.2 inches. Albert Lee, right at 5 alongside Forest City. Rochester, not quite to 5, 4.9, still very impressive. Mason City at 4, and Charles City, 2.5 inches of snowfall. So just some crazy numbers coming out from this quick moving system. And I say that it's on the smaller side too, because we have another big system heading our way as we head into next week. A little more on that in a moment, though. We've still got the weekend coming our way. It's looking to be a fairly calm one, albeit a pretty cloudy one at that. I'll zoom things out so we can see, yes, still battling the cloud cover, perhaps a little thinner than it was earlier today, simply because the system has moved on out, continues to make its way to the east, and for us, we're looking to remain dry here for the rest of our Friday evening. Now, as we head into our Saturday, note that we are going to keep the cloud cover here. It doesn't look like much has changed. The southern winds still coming in, keeping us right around that freezing point throughout the evening, overnight, and into our Saturday morning. Ultimately, temperatures will be getting above freezing, but that does bring a small chance, and I mean a pretty small chance, that we could see a little bit of drizzle here or there. Pretty much wherever we're seeing the clouds, there is that chance. Now, through the rest of our Saturday, still dealing with the cloud cover, and then maybe as we head into Sunday, maybe we might see a little of that sunshine pop out for a brief moment before the clouds build back in. Temperatures, something to watch throughout the evening. 31 currently in Rochester, 33 in Mason City. These temperatures have not moved much at all here over the course of the last couple hours. That kind of tells you what we can expect as we head into the evening as well, despite the fact that the sun has set, southern winds kind of helping to keep these temperatures pretty steady right around that freezing point. That's why I'm saying it is possible that we could see some refreezing on area roadways, especially less traveled. So I'd say that road conditions stay in the iffy category even as we head through our Saturday. Still cleaning up from this. All right. Now on to the 7-day forecast, where the weekend is always in view, where it reveals our next chance when it comes to another potentially powerful winter storm. Now we're looking at Tuesday through Wednesday, where temperatures you can see kind of getting close to that 40-degree mark. This will be an interesting one because we even see the potential for maybe a thunderstorm or two embedded in this. So a lot to watch out for sure as we head into the next work week. Jess.
The CDC says now more than a third of flu hospitalizations and deaths so far this season were reported last week. We're also learning U.S. hospitals are more full than they've been since the start of the pandemic. Parents and pharmacists are also telling us in some parts of the country it's getting harder to find pain and fever medicine for sick children. Mike Valerio has the latest on the triple-demic of flu, RSV, and COVID.
With U.S. hospitals filling up and pharmacy shelves thinning out, the country confronts a triple-demic of flu, RSV, and COVID-19. Today, a new vaccination push by the White House and First Lady Jill Biden.
The most important thing you can do to prepare for your holidays is to get your updated COVID vaccine.
About 80% of hospital beds are now in use nationwide, the highest level since the Omicron surge in January. But just 6% of beds are in use by COVID patients. The American Hospital Association says an influx of flu patients is a key reason why hospitals are filling up. Doctors are urging more people to get their flu shots.
40 to 50% of the population that's eligible has only taken the flu vaccine. Vaccines that sit on a shelf are of no use. It's vaccines that are in people's arms.
Adding to the problems, widespread medical staff shortages and a backlog of patients who delayed care for years. As parents look for medicine to take care of their kids at home, many have found store shelves close to bare.
Really hard to order Tylenol, generic brand, ibuprofen, generic brand, cough syrup, especially for kids.
The current COVID wave isn't as large as the last surges, but here in Los Angeles County, home to nearly 10 million people, COVID metrics are rising. LA County's top health official said she feels more hopeful that metrics might improve and a potential indoor mask mandate may be avoided. In Los Angeles, I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Experts say the N95 mask is the gold standard and offers the best protection against respiratory viruses. And when the COVID-19 pandemic began, 2 Muslim women in Minnesota faced a dilemma over their hijabs. Yasmin Samutar and Frowley Adam regularly wear the head coverings as healthcare workers, but personal protective equipment to cover heads did not exist at the time. So the woman began brainstorming and came up with an idea to develop disposable hygienic hijabs, and now their invention has come to fruition. The duo are currently working with hospitals on procurement and are hoping anytime a healthcare worker or patient needs one, they'll be available.
Our purpose lies with bringing more cultural inclusivity in the hospitals and making sure Muslim women feel that their presence is valued and that they have a seat at the table.
Both Samutar and Adam say it's at least one barrier down for future Muslim healthcare workers. The inclusive PPE is available online. Some new luxury rabbit accommodations in the Windy City. Yes, you heard us right. We'll show you how our furry companions can live it up in Chicago. Pet rabbits around the Midwest will soon have a luxury stay option. That's right, check out this hotel for rabbits that's now open in Chicago. It's called, I love this, Hair B&B Spa and Boutique. And they provide luxury accommodations for bunnies, but don't wait to book. The newly opened hotel already has a growing waiting list. It offers spa packages coming with massages, pampering, and the company president, Marcia Coburn, says these 4x4 little crates that you see there come with a Persian rug for all of these bunnies, and all profits are going to a good cause, the Red Door Animal Shelter in Chicago. I had a bunny growing up. We thought it was going to be like a little miniature guy. Well, they got it wrong, and he was a long-haired dwarf. Like, they said dwarf, but it was like just a full-on long-haired rabbit.
That's the best.
They would love that cage because the cage we originally bought, way too small. But those look luxury.
No kidding. I love with the lettuce, like the service they were getting there too.
Excellent. Maybe we should stay there, especially as it gets cold.
Yeah, maybe. Get a Persian rug and everything. And speaking of the cold, tonight, I wouldn't say that it's that chilly out there. Good news for those of you who are headed out for maybe some Friday evening plans. Of course, we'll be talking a little bit more about what we can expect for this weekend coming up. Well, welcome back, everyone. We've got another look at the 7-day forecast here where the weekend is always in view. Fairly calm weekend. There is a small chance for maybe some drizzle on Saturday, but we're all eyes on what's coming in for the next work week. Tuesday, Wednesday, potentially messy winter storm again.
Plenty to look out for. Thank you, Sarah. Well, thank you so much for joining us here on KIMT News 3 at 5. We hope to see you right back here at 6.
KIMT News 3, coverage you can count on. This is KIMT News 3 at 6.
I've been here long enough, to kind of know the Minnesota weather.
We start taking ski gear and
KIMT News 3 at 6. Your local news with KIMT.
With just a few weeks to go before the end of 2022,
We track storms to alert you first. This is KIMT Storm Team 3 weather.
Hey, 1, 2, 3. Thank you.